September 24th Town Board meeting to order. Ms. Marco, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Dodson.
Present.
Mr. Mastriani.
Present.
Mrs. Galucci.
Present.
Mr. Schlag.
Present.
And Mrs. Collins.
Present.
5 yes.
Thank you, Ms. Marco. A quorum is present. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Dodson, will you lead us?
Yes, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are starting off tonight with a presentation from National Grid Incomes to the Rotterdam project. So I guess the board, we should, oh, we're going to see nothing but the back of the screen.
If the screen works.
Oh, it does. Chuck's already tried.
My name is Nicole Marin. I'm with the project engagement team from National Grid. Thank you for having us this evening to give you a quick presentation on our Inghams to Rotterdam transmission rebuild project here in the town of Rotterdam. I'll go through the presentation. There is about a 4-minute video talking about our construction process in there, and then we can take any questions that you might have. All right. So the Inghams to Rotterdam project is part of our Upstate Upgrade program, which is a program to build a smarter, stronger energy grid to deliver a more resilient energy network for our customers here in upstate New York. It consists of over 70 projects that will be built through 2030 to transform the grid to meet growing demand for energy. It also includes the generation of thousands of new jobs and more than $1 billion in economic growth across the region. We have a QR code up there that'll bring you to our general Upstate Upgrade website if you have questions about the program as a whole. However, we are here to talk about the Inghams to Rotterdam transmission line rebuild project.
Do you mind going back one slide? I'm
Sure.
so sorry. I just want to open up that
Oh, yeah.
QR code, and I don't know if anyone else wants to as well.
Can you get it?
Let's see, this angle? Yeah,
Try it.
I got it. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so the Inghams to Rotterdam transmission rebuild project is an approximately 65-mile, 115 kV line rebuild. So it exists today. We're removing the 115 kV lines that exist today and replacing them with the same voltage. It starts in the town of Mannheim in Herkimer County, travels all the way here to the terminus in the town of Rotterdam in Schenectady County. It includes a new substation and switchyard called the Saltzman Road Substation. That's in the town of Ephrata. To support the construction, operation, and maintenance of this rebuild, while the project is in the existing corridor, we will need some expanded easement rights to safely construct, operate, and maintain the line. Project need is to modernize the infrastructure and increase the capacity of the lines to meet current and future demands. So specifically in the town of Rotterdam, so here's a map for the town. It's approximately 5.4 miles of 115 kV transmission line upgrades. We will be terminating at the existing Rotterdam substation in the town of Rotterdam. It passes through the Plotterkill Preserve, and it stays within the existing corridor within that preserve, and will include some vegetation removal as needed for clearance of the lines. There's no laydown yards or marshalling yards, so where materials are stored or crews are meeting up in the town of Rotterdam, those will be in other towns along the line, and construction is planned to start in 2029. So what will these structures look like? That's one of our most common questions. I'm going to just step over here one second. So this is what exists today. I just wanted to point that out. That crisscross structure is what we call a lattice structure. That's what exists today. That's what we'll be removing and replacing with a double circuit monopole structure that it might show up a little blue on the screen. It's more blue on my screen over here, but I do have a couple of pictures to better illustrate what we are looking to build. This is in the town of Princetown here in Schenectady County. It looks very much similar to what we are proposing in the town of Rotterdam. So I wanted to show just a couple pictures. You'll see on the left-hand side, towards the left-hand part of that picture, is the existing double circuit lattice structures. Those will come down and be replaced by the picture on the right-hand side, those double circuit monopole structures. And this is a photo simulation of what we're proposing for the town of Rotterdam. This is located in the Plotterkill Preserve. And you see on the left-hand side the existing double circuit lattice structure that will come down and be replaced by the double circuit monopole structure you see on the right-hand side picture. And this is where I have about a 4-minute construction process video. I'm gonna put the microphone to this speaker and hope that it works.
Me too.
Yeah, we're gonna turn it down a little bit first, so I don't kill anybody's ears.
Grid is building a smarter, stronger energy grid to deliver a more robust, resilient, and secure energy network across New York. Our work involves upgrading the transmission grid to improve resiliency and reliability. The construction process begins after the completion of survey, design, local and state permitting, and regulatory approval are obtained for a project. It starts with the preparation of the right-of-way, or the land necessary for National Grid to safely construct, operate, and maintain its transmission lines. This includes the staking of the right-of-way project work limits, installing erosion and sediment controls, and the clearing of vegetation and removal of trees that may be diseased or overgrown and a risk to power lines. This provides construction teams with a safe working environment, as well as vital information about property boundaries and the locations of new foundations and structures. Preliminary work may also include the installation of temporary and permanent access roads and the use of matting to help protect the land from damage during construction. Access to the right-of-way may be required through the property of landowners in the vicinity of areas where construction will take place. If this is required, the National Grid real estate team will work with property owners to secure access. Physical construction begins with structure installation. This is done using one of two methods: direct bury or concrete foundations. Foundations will vary due to structure type. The structures are delivered in sections and constructed on site. During this time, it is common to see large trucks on area roadways. These trucks may be delivering to local marshalling yards or directly to the right-of-way. Marshalling yards are designated areas where National Grid locates construction trailer offices, stores materials that are needed during the construction process, and where workers arrive to the project site. After structures are in place, insulators are installed and the wires are pulled in. This is known as stringing. It may be necessary to temporarily close area roadways or control local traffic using temporary lights or flaggers during this stage of construction, which is coordinated with local officials. Temporary power outages may be necessary during the stringing process to ensure the safety of our construction crews and the power grid. The wires are sagged to ensure proper tension, and then they are attached to the structures. Inspections are performed and the line is energized. As part of the construction process, the old structures are removed from the right-of-way. Wooden matting used for the access roads is removed, and native vegetation is replanted to ensure soil stability after project completion. During the construction phase of these projects, impacted communities will see an increase in personnel and vehicle traffic. You may also see new road signage that directs construction vehicles or indicates traffic detours. National Grid will work with communities, trail associations, and other organizations to minimize impacts to pedestrian, bicycle, and other recreational traffic, and to communicate any closures or detours. For your safety and the safety of our workers, please stay clear of vehicles and any active field work. Do not enter work zones or marshalling yards, and please be mindful of worksite hazards, both during and after construction hours. Our staff and contractors are required to carry photo IDs and wear clearly identifiable clothing and gear while on the job. If you have a question regarding a project, please use the contact information provided to speak with a member of our project team. We're committed to limiting project impacts as we build a better energy future for all the customers we serve.
All right, so I hope that gave you a little insight into how we build these transmission line projects. Oops, there we go. We did want to note, there's a lot of farming and agriculture along this line. We did recently, in the last few months, send out a survey to our neighbors asking them for information about farming, and if they lease their land to farmers, what's being grown, what livestock they might have, so that we can work those details into our construction plans. That QR code will go to that survey, and if you know of anybody that should get in touch with us, please let them know. We'll have our contact information at the end of this presentation. Permit filings. We can't build this without any permits. So our main permit that we need is a New York State Department of Public Service Article 7. We put in the application earlier this year for a certificate of environmental compatibility and public need. So that is the main permit that we need and the process that we're going through now with the state. We also need a New York State Department of Environmental Conservation general permit for stormwater discharges from construction activity. You may recognize the acronym SWIP, that's what that is. We need a New York State Department of Transportation Utility Work Permit, a Canal Corporation Canal Crossing Permit, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Sections 404 and a Section 10 permit, Railroad License Agreement, and local highway work permits. So where are we in our main permit process, the Article 7? We've made the application to the Public Service Commission earlier this year. What we are waiting on now is for the public statement hearing to be scheduled, and that will be a chance for the public to put comments on the record. Notifications will be sent to stakeholders including landowners along the line, municipalities, and others that are interested in that. We are also entering that settlement process and joint proposal phase where we work with other parties to the case to develop a joint proposal that will be filed with the Public Service Commission. The PSC will then grant the Certificate of Environmental Compatibility and Public Need. That says that we can build the project. However, we can't build the project yet. There's a few more steps. We have to file the Environmental Management and Construction Plan, or EM&CP. That's a common acronym that you'll hear throughout this process. The EM&CP really has those details of how we're going to build the project, including detailed mapping. That includes a public comment period as well. The EM&CP is then approved by the Public Service Commission, and we still can't put a shovel in the ground. We have to meet pre-construction conditions that are in that Certificate of Environmental Compatibility and Public Need. Once those pre-construction conditions are met, and those include abutter and municipal notifications, that is when the Department of Public Service will issue us a notice to proceed. Once we have that notice to proceed, we can actually put a shovel in the ground and start construction. Construction is going to begin in the fall of 2027 on our westernmost part of the line. So we will not start construction in Rotterdam until 2029. And with that, that is the end of our short presentation. I do want to note that that hotline number and email goes straight to our project teams. So if you have questions, please use those. And we have nationalgrid.com/Inghams-Rotterdam. That's our project website that has updates.
When you hit Rotterdam, there's protected areas there. So are you anticipating, because it doesn't appear that it's going to go through any protected areas other than Rotterdam, is that correct?
We have some project subject matter experts, so maybe Dan or...
When I'm looking through the line, when we start out to the west, it doesn't appear that we're going through any protected areas until we get to Rotterdam. If you, yeah. So do we anticipate that that may delay anything, just because you're gonna, it's not the normal course, right? There's not protected areas in the beginning.
I make it if you want. So protected areas is a broad term. We do certainly go to wetland areas, and we put in controls to make sure that we don't harm the wetlands. Maybe a stream or two that we cross, we make sure that we put in controls there. In terms of the Platter Kill Preserve, we are staying on the existing transmission corridor, and so we are not actually going into the Platter Kill Reserve at all.
No, we appreciate it. That was a question.
That was the question. Same corridor, just changing the towers
Yes.
from one kind to another.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Sure.
There's some pretty significant slopes on some of these. Is it all going to be ground construction? Are you anticipating using any other type of construction equipment? Is it all ground construction? There's no helicopters coming in here to pull lines or anything, or are they?
Yeah, we don't anticipate any aerial work.
Okay.
You guys had helicopters here before, right?
Maybe not for construction, but.
On the transmission line here last summer, or 2 summers ago?
So that wasn't National Grid, that was part of NIPA.
They were using helicopters,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But you're not sure what construction methods you're gonna use?
Excuse me?
You're not gonna use helicopters?
That's what he said. Yeah.
They don't anticipate it.
We don't anticipate any construction with aerial.
Okay.
And there'll be more details about the construction in that CP, so we'll be sure to get that, let you guys know. You will know when we do file that.
And again, is this coming to the substation up on top of the hill from 890?
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's me. Is that Maple and Stoner are the two substations?
Yep. Maple and Stoner are the 2 substations on the other end.
Can you talk about this being the terminus of this project? Why exactly, you know, the substation here in our town is the end? What happens? Does the transition line get bigger as they go east towards Albany?
Or south?
You mean after it leaves?
Why is this the terminus here in Rotterdam?
Because that's a 115 kV corridor that we're rebuilding. So as you go further, you'll run into like the 345 line, which is a
Okay.
newer line. It's Marcy to New Scotland.
Okay.
So what we're focusing on is the 115 kV rebuild. So that ultimately terminates in Rotterdam.
Can anyone speak about there's a battery storage project for near this substation? Is that, anybody know anything about that, or you know, just substations in general, like
2 different projects.
Not national
I doubt they can
project.
speak on it.
It has nothing to do with the sales.
It's not, it's certainly not National Grid proposed and not part of this project. I'm not, we're not aware of that project.
I'm just thinking more technically, scientifically, like, is there, you know, if anyone here can speak on why, you know, it's pretty obvious why, I guess, you're close to a location where you could, you know, keep that energy stored, but that is a total separate issue.
Yeah, there's a gas transmission line coming through here as well. Is that earlier than this project? That's coming across the Mohawk?
The
It's
gas
same
project?
location? Yes.
That's the, I think that's correct.
It's coming right
Yeah.
to the yellow square.
I can look into that too, unless that's you know off the top of your head.
No, we met on it. I'm just curious if the timing's earlier or later.
Yeah, if I recall, that construction will start next year,
Okay.
so that will be ahead of
So
us.
it's theoretically all done, out of the way.
Yeah, yeah.
2029, they come in to finish the job.
Mhm.
2 different.
Yep, that's our E18 pipeline.
Yeah, different project teams and.
Understood, understood. Just wanted to make sure they didn't know all of that.
Gas.
Any other questions?
We thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you
in.
so much.
Very
for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
We're gonna open public hearing number 1. Ms. Marco, would you please read?
Okay. To recognize the introduction of introductory local law blank of 2025 to repeal Chapter 247 Streets and Sidewalks, Section 247-4 through 247-14, and adopt the new Chapter 247 Sections 247-4 through 247.14 of the Code of the Town of Rotterdam to be consistent with current ADA accessibility guidelines, design standards, and specifications.
Ms. Marco, is there anyone who wishes to speak on this?
No. There's nobody said for any of the public hearings they did not sign up for.
Since nobody wishes to speak on it, I'll entertain a motion, whether it's to keep the public hearing open or closed for this public hearing.
Do you want to do that this one more time? No one wants to speak.
Oh, okay. No one signed up to speak on it, so again, I'll say for the record, there is no one who wishes to speak on public hearing number one, which has to do with sidewalks.
Then if no one wants to speak, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Okay, the motion was made to close the public hearing by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlad?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes to close the public hearing.
Okay, so the motion passed. We'll now open public hearing number two. Ms. Marco, would you read?
To recognize the introduction of introductory local law blank of 2025 to amend Chapter 266, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 52, entitled Schedule 12, No Parking at Any Time, by amending the signage to state no parking on Saturdays and Sundays from September 1st through November 30th.
Ms. Marco, is anyone signed up to speak on that?
No.
Okay. Are you sure? No one else, no one here to speak on that? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to either open or keep it open or close the public hearing.
So I'll make the motion to close the public hearing number 2.
Okay, motion was made by Mr. Dodson to close. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlad?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes to close.
Okay, motion passes to close public hearing number 2. All right, we'll now open public hearing number 3.
For the consideration of entering into a lease agreement for the use of warehouse space from FG Rotterdam Holdings LLC for the lease of a portion of Building 20 consisting of 7,300 square feet for the purpose of storing town equipment.
Ms. Marco, is there anyone who wishes to speak?
No?
All right, I'll say it again for the record. Is there anyone who wishes to speak? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to either keep the public hearing open or closed.
I'll make the motion to close public hearing number 3.
Okay, Mr. Dodson made the motion. Do I have a second? Go ahead.
I'll second it, Molly.
All right, Mrs. Galucci is a second. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlad?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes to close.
Okay, motion passes. Public hearing number 3 is closed. We'll now move to privilege of the floor. Ms. Margot, is there anyone who wishes to speak?
Andrea Capola.
And I'll remind everybody that I'll time you for 4 minutes. And when my hand goes up, it's about 3.5 minutes, so if you could wind up your remarks.
Hi, Andrea Capola, 625 River Road. I gave you, the board, another copy of letter, a draft of the letter that the conservation is preparing in support of not allowing battery energy system storage near the substation, because the substation is upland from the aquifer. And if you read the letter, it's very short. If you read the letter, you can understand that we have rural volunteer firemen, fire departments, and we don't have fire hydrants up there. And it's gonna be a tough thing if anything starts to burn, and the pollutants from such a fire could impact the aquifer. So please, like as Mrs. Galucci was saying, please put these things in heavy industrial areas. I-2, I believe, is the designation, which would at least have firemen that could have hydrants that could work maybe. Because Mr. Burdos gave a report from the Energy Committee a couple months ago and explained about the batteries, and I don't think any of them you can put out with water. You just have to let them burn or suffocate them. Also, I'd like to mention the Energy Committee has come to the end of their term, apparently. I'd like to suggest to this board, or the new board that comes in, that maybe the Energy Board should be left as it is, and maybe could meet intermittently throughout the year, maybe 4 times a year. We've got a lot of technology that changes from day to day, and the Energy Committee could also address nuclear, which, guys, we've got to have more than just wind and solar and batteries. All right, also I'd like to address the problem of the Rotterdam Junction. We don't have a working alarm. Yes, alarms are expensive. Yes, they're loud. When the junction had a flood, not only did we have a flood that week, we had a tornado and an earthquake. I'd like to know how that, even if it costs a lot of money, what price do you have to put on safety? Not only does the firemen carry a beeper, or it's attached to their phone that they get the alarm or a notification that there is a fire and the alarm is going to go off. The families of the firemen are also trained that if the fireman is not in a hearing capacity, or if he's doing some work, or she is doing work with a noisy piece of machinery, the families, the children, the spouses, all make sure that the fireman knows that there's a call. And I know they're loud. That's why they're called alarms, and I know they're expensive. Thank you.
Thank you. Nancy Pavish?
Hi there, my name is Nancy Papish. I live at 1969 Helderberg Avenue in Rotterdam. The year 2025 is the 200th anniversary of the opening of the Erie Canal. The original one in 1825 went right through Rotterdam, right where Kiwanis is. The enlarged one went right through there. The barge canal goes right through there. There's been a World Canal Conference. It moves to a different place every year around the world. This year it was held in Buffalo. It's just concluding after 5 days. And they built a replica of the Seneca Chief, which is the original boat that went through the canal. It's entered the canal today, and it will be coming through, making 28 stops. Out in the hall opposite the elevator, we've put the newsletter, and there's an article here on the Seneca Chief, and there's a site so that you can look up and see where it is at any particular time. And there's also a handout for local events in this area, starting with a concert that's this Saturday, a 2-day festival in Vischer Ferry, and the Seneca Chief stopping in Amsterdam on October 13th, Schenectady October 14th, Waterford October 15th and 16th, Troy 17th and 18th, and Albany on the 19th. Because there's no towpath anymore and no mules anymore, it's being pushed or pulled, or as they say, on the hip, with a small tugboat that's been purchased because they did not wish to go through all the hoops you had to go through to put a motor into a historic vessel and operate it. So it will be making stops in all of those places. Their planned program is to pull into a place, do an on-land program for about an hour, open the boat up for an hour or 2 for people to look at, and close it up, and then they move on down the line. So there's a schedule posted there, but you can get online. Somebody called me today and said that Spectrum News was running short clips all day today. And so it's here, and I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot more about it. And we're very lucky to have the history that we have in Rotterdam tied to this event. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Greg Brighton?
How's everybody doing? Good. All right, well, that's the best I can do on short notice. This is about the fire hydrant across the street from 1936 Leo Avenue. My name is Greg Britton. I've resided there for 25 years. This is my daughter, Bailey. So What it did is every year since we've lived there, since 1999, the fire hydrant's been released full on down my driveway. And what it did, you see the blue, that's the fire hydrant that sits across the street. It's directly center of my driveway across the street. Those are the best I could draw, the two town employees that were standing there smiling, watching it go down my driveway. I came home from work, I traveled down my street, I see the fire hydrant shooting across the driveway, or the road, hitting the top of my driveway. Now, fire hydrants release up to 2,500 gallons of water per minute. That's what went down my driveway. And it went in and around my garage. I've lost building material over the years. Every year since we've lived there and before that, the property has showed signs of flooding long before we even purchased the property. I have pictures here of the fire hydrant. My foundation bows in. The foundation around my garage has some damage. And there's a valley starting behind my garage. And down there, you see there's a little stream, that's CSX property, and that's all severely eroded. The water traveled down the back, the one side of the valley, hit the bottom of the valley. As the bottom of the valley was a backsplash, it eroded the valley from the bottom. And the other side, there's a run of power lines. Now, the bottom of the power lines are exposed, the power poles. So that plateau is completely gone, and about 20 yards east at the bottom of the valley, there's another valley going up towards the tracks. That plateau is completely gone, and it matches the slope to the tracks. So I foresee a train derailment in the town of Rotterdam's future. So this needs to be taken care of. You need to get a hold of CSX and let them know that that property is completely unstable. Behind my garage, it's almost at a steep slope. That is going to collapse. And your town experts told me to put a concrete barrier at the top of that behind my garage, which it would have caved. That's not a smart idea. I'm very skilled in a lot of areas. I know construction, and that was not a good idea. And then they proceeded to tell me to put up a stockade fence. What is that going to do? I don't see it coming. Something needs to be done. You need to get a hold of CSX and let them know the severity of the situation here. You got the contacts to get a hold of them. I've already spoke with them. Their investigators said it's out of their hands. The problem came from my side of the property. And all the evidence points to that fire hydrant. So I can leave you this. I can leave you the photos. I got all the photos right here of my basement foundation along the driveway, which bows in. And again, all that water, 2,500 gallons per minute, flying down my driveway. So I can give this all to you.
Yes, you can give it to Diane, so she has it for the record.
I have just one question. When you're going down Leo Avenue, is your house on the right-hand side or the left-hand side?
It's on the right. I'm the second to the last house.
Okay.
Yeah. And no other properties show any signs of flooding. My property is the only one that shows signs of flooding. And I don't live in a rainforest, and I don't live in a flood zone. So, and I do not water my lawn ever.
Madam Supervisor, I think it would be appropriate to address Mr. Britton now.
I got copies of my
I just want to
phone.
make sure.
You want me to autograph this for you?
So I'd rather find out from our team.
I've been there.
Okay. Has our team been there? Has Mike been there? Larry?
Mary,
Anyone?
yeah, yes, Mary and others.
Mary's
And
recently?
I think we did.
2 years ago, a year ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah, I'm tired of going around the Mary Berry bush. So, you know, that's,
So again, at the end here, if he wants to hang around, we can go ahead and get into details. But not now.
what do you want me to do?
Just you had privilege of the floor. If you just want to wait, we have a short
Okay.
meeting.
All right.
So we should be able to get
Thank you.
into more detail.
Thank you.
Claudia Savoy?
Hello, my name is Claudia Savoy and I live on Peter Road. I'm here today to speak about proposing building a splash pad in Rotterdam. As a parent of 3 young children, I find joy in taking them on fun adventures, especially in places where they can play safely and enjoyably. My 3 young boys enjoy visiting local splash pads, but unfortunately, when we want to visit one, we have to travel to a neighboring town to do so. A splash pad would provide a safe, inclusive, and engaging space for our children to enjoy during the warm months. A splash pad is an interactive water play area, typically free of standing water. And I think that's the most appealing thing about it, is you don't need a lifeguard at a splash pad. Parents can kind of relax a little bit because it's really just a bunch of different sprayers and sprinkler type things. This kind of facility is especially valuable for young families and children, stimulating both physical and social development. The addition of a splash pad in Rotterdam could serve as a community hub, offering an inclusive environment for children of all abilities, making our town more family-friendly. If a child is in a wheelchair, they can still play on a splash pad, so it really is something that anybody can use. Even if a grandparent wants to get out there, they can as well. Installing a splash pad in Rotterdam is not only a gift for our children, but an investment in our community's future. Studies have shown that towns with recreational facilities see improvement in community health, happiness, and engagement. Cities across the nation have successfully integrated splash pads. Not only do they offer fun, but they also encourage outdoor play, exercise, and fostering a sense of community among families and neighbors. We propose that the town of Rotterdam designate a space in one of our local parks for a splash pad. Funding, I know that's a big thing, but it can be pursued through local government budgets, grants, focused on community development, and potential partnerships with local businesses or organizations that value community engagement and development. The community support is vital in making this dream reality. I have a petition with me with over 650 signatures that are in favor of building a splash pad in Rotterdam. We're asking that our town officials prioritize the construction of one to make Rotterdam even more wonderful place to raise a family. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Brenda DeRosa?
At the last meeting in the junction, the town attorney felt the need to tell me to show respect. That wasn't your job. You can smirk all you want. That's why we have a town supervisor. That's why we have an officer in case things get out of hand. Not only were you out of line, as far as I'm concerned, you didn't say anything to the young lady and to the man who told me to shut up and sit down. And what response did I get from you? Well, I didn't hear him. Now, it's been brought to my attention that I do not thank the board for all that you do to make Rotterdam a nice place to live, or as Mr. Dobson has once said, you know, we're in the age of Renaissance in Rotterdam. So here we go with the thank yous. Thank you for giving Viapor $243,000 of taxpayers' money for rent that was a lie. Thank you for not getting the money owed to the town for interest on that $1 million. I want to thank you for raising the water tax, which Mr. Mastriani had said that it was minuscule. I want to thank you for changing the zoning so stewards can operate on Hybridge Road, and the condos ranging from $325,000 to $450,000, geared towards seniors who are downsizing, or as Mr. Mastriani had said, that group is aging out, and also for the young professionals who want to live in Rotterdam. I want to thank you for not letting the Rotterdam Community Center to build affordable housing because, quote, those types of buildings belong in Schenectady. I want to thank you guys for the $34 million water project for District 5, in which Rotterdam has not received any grants and is still hanging in there for a low interest rate that we still haven't gotten after 2 years. 2 years. Said that they need more information. With all the staff you have here in Rotterdam, Town Hall, you can't get it together and get that done. I want to thank the town board, and I mentioned this several times, that your mic system does not work. We can't hear you back there. You're not doing anything about it. But you renovated the town hall, but you don't need to take care of the mic system so people back there can hear. And I don't want to hear you people say, we can come up front. We hear the town clerk with no problem. No problem. So how come her mic works and the other ones doesn't work? I want to thank Mr. Mastriani, because I know you felt a little left out last week, 2 weeks ago, for showing me how government does not work. You showed me that. You showed us that. I got people still coming to me. When's he leaving? And I know you're just waiting out the time. And you won't even give us an explanation as to why you did what you did close to a year ago. And thank the town board for, I see you, I'm going to thank the town board for not giving us your response to what Mr. Mastriani did. And I want to thank the board for everything that was done for all the residents in Rotterdam, higher taxes, whatever. And if the warrior wants to continue to harass me, go at it.
Thank you. That's it. Okay, so there's no one else signed up for privilege of the floor. Then I will close privilege of the floor, and we'll now start with our resolutions. Our first resolution tonight is Resolution 293 of the year 2025. The clerk will read.
Accepting town board meeting minutes.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani? Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. The next resolution is Resolution 294 of the year 2025. The clerk will read.
To declare IT equipment obsolete.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mrs. Galucci. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 295 of the year 2025. The clerk will read.
To authorize the town supervisor to execute the memorandum of agreement between the town of Rotterdam and the Civil Service Employees Association, CSEA, to settle the grievance regarding crew leader pay.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 296 of the year 2025. The clerk will read.
To authorize final payment and release of retainage to Carver Construction, Inc.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 297 of the year 2025. The clerk will read.
Establishing water sewer rents and contract assessments for the year 2025 for the water sewer districts.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 298 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To negotiate and execute an agreement with County Waste and Recycling for waste pickup at 26 West Campbell Road.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion? I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Schlog. On the question, clerk call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani? Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schwab?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 299 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To authorize the installation of an additional street light along Main Street in Rotterdam Junction.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schwab?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 300 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To approve budget transfers to the 2025 budget.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schwab?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 301 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
Authorize the supervisor to execute and sign a Governor's Safety Committee grant award for the Rotterdam Town Police Department.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
Yes, I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Mastriani. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Schwab. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schwab?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 302 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To accept an award bid for Kiwanis International Park waterfront access improvements.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Oh, I heard two at once. I heard Mr. Dodson first for the motion. Do I
I'll
have a
second.
second?
I'll second.
Pardon?
Yes, I'll second it.
Okay, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you down there. Okay, Mr. Schlog, second. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schwab?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 303 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To negotiate and execute a lease agreement with FG Rotterdam Holdings LLC for the rental of warehouse space.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second? I'll second. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schwab?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution number 304 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To enact local law number 6 of 2025 to amend chapter 266 Vehicles and Traffic, section 52, entitled Schedule 12, No Parking at Any Time.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Mastriani. Do I have a second? I'll second. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schwab?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution number 305 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To negotiate and execute a lease agreement with DeLag Landon Financial Services, Inc. for copiers and printers.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani? Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schwab?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. On resolution, the next resolution is resolution 306.
Section 205.25, authorize the supervisor to negotiate and enter into a public benefit services agreement with Land Reutilization Corporation of the Capital Region.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will read the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schwab?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Next resolution is Resolution 307 of the year 2025. The clerk will read.
Presentation by the Town Board of the 2026 tentative budget to the Town Board.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. Clerk will call the roll. No,
Mr.
I'm sorry. Any on the question? Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
I just need a couple seconds to pass them down.
Thank you.
Resolution passed.
So here, look myself up. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you. Look. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane.
Thank you. Since June.
You're never free of the budget. Free of the budget.
Are we ready?
Yep.
We are.
Okay, Resolution 308 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To schedule budget workshop sessions for the 2026 tentative budget.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson, do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. And our last resolution for the evening is Resolution 309 of the year 2025. The clerk will read.
To recognize the introduction of introductory local law blank of 2025 to establish a 6-month moratorium prohibiting battery energy storage system installations within the town of Rotterdam and scheduling a public hearing thereon.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mrs. Galucci. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
No.
Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
4 yes, 1 no.
Resolution passes. And that concludes our business for this evening. Does any of the board members have anything they wish to say under liaison?
I have nothing, Molly, this week.
Then, does anybody have anything they wish to say under miscellaneous?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Nancy Papish. That was great, and that is exciting, and it's coming down our way. People are going to be jumping in with their kayaks and floating alongside, hopefully weather permitting. You know, Andrea will be there. And I'd like to second Andrea, you know, that we don't necessarily need to disband the Energy Committee. If the board directs it to do things the board wants it to do. I'd just like to second that. I'd also like to meet before the end of the year with the Emergency Medical Board as well.
You want to speak to Mr. Britton after the meeting?
Oh, yeah, so I've been there, and commend you on the mural. That was well done. Now, in the recent years since we've spoken, has our water department done that, or it began? How long have you? Let's start here. When did you buy the house? 1999?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Purchased in March.
And you're saying every year since 1999,
Yes,
water
sir.
department, even since we spoke, there, you know,
Well, I didn't know what was going on. So every year, in the month of May, I would come home from work. It'd be a sunny, bright day,
Yeah.
everything dry.
Yeah.
My driveway would be the only thing soaked. So
Yeah.
I walk my property and feel my lawn. It's not wet over here, it's not wet. My driveway was soaked in and
Yeah.
around my garage.
yeah.
And I-
But I've spoken to Mike and Matt, and you know, they haven't done that last couple of years. I hope, you know, and we could follow up about that, you know. But I do get the drift of what you're saying, that it feels like that there is some sort of erosion back there, and his garage is right up on the hill. You know?
Yeah, so-
And
so my
you know, what would you like us to
property's
do?
down.
I mean, what do you want the town of Rotterdam to do, you know? I mean,
Scott Flushing.
They already did that, but
So-
the damage is done. It's
Well,
not
they
stopping.
they divert it now, so it's not
As far as
running.
I know, the last couple of years they haven't done it, but the damage is done, it's not stopping. There's nothing I can do. It's no more I can do. My property is gonna disappear. And I pay taxes on the property, so it's part of eminent domain. I own the buildings, but I pay taxes on the property. But the property's gonna disappear, and I can't stop it. There's nothing I can do.
So just, I gotta ask the next question, is this continuing to occur, or is it
It's
occurred?
eroding.
It occurred and stabilized now and the
No,
last?
it's not stabilized.
Okay, so what is making it continue to disappear? Is
Well,
it-
because it's at a stage right now where it's too slow. So any
So
rainfall
rain-
is gonna
Okay.
keep it going.
Yep.
And not only that, you got plenty of wildlife running down through there. Trees are falling. I got no trees behind my house. There used to be trees, but it's so unstable back there, nothing is gonna stand.
And who from the town have you worked with on this so far? Joe mentioned he was out, you said Mary
Joe
was
is
out?
out there, but I'm getting all this plausible deniability and all that. No, town of Rotterdam doesn't want to take responsibility even though they're the cause of it. And, with negligent town employees. who
Dude, it's
would
your
let-
property, bro.
Huh?
It ain't the town's property, it's your property.
But he's claiming, you're claiming at this.
Well, I mean, you're saying the town is responsible for your property.
Joe,
The town has caused
No.
damage to
Hold
his
on.
property.
So you're,
They're responsible for flushing the fire hydrant and causing the issue.
and you're thinking that's occurred over decades, and
Yes.
that's what the cause of this
That valley
problem is.
has more than quadrupled in size.
So I gotta ask again, at this point in time, Joe, you said you were there, Mary's been there, is that it, from the town?
Yeah, Mary, Fred, and,
Did you ever in these years, have you seen our people out there actually flushing, or do you come
yes,
home
I
and
caught
see?
them doing it, back
Okay.
in 22.
Okay, did you write a letter to the town or email us and say, hey, you should stop this? Or did you just do it
No, I showed
verbally?
up here at the building.
Okay,
I even called Miss Molly Collins there 3 times, left messages for her, got no response.
and
So
is this
just-
recently that you called, or is this like a couple of years ago?
No, it was a couple of years ago.
Okay.
I've been getting things in order, kind of organizing, and I've been super busy. I got a full-time job, plus I do construction, side jobs. So, yeah, I've been busy.
Okay,
What?
so you're bringing this to our attention, again, are you making claim that this is the case? A claim, have you filed a claim?
Where do I file the claim?
Okay.
That's what I've asked.
Okay.
Mary Berry gave me the runaround. So that's why I haven't filed a complaint. So where do I go? That's why I called Miss Molly Collins, got no response. Where do I go to file a complaint?
So you can always file a complaint, you don't need to go to Molly or the board, you can bring to the town clerk a complaint in our town at any point in time, in
Okay.
writing that says,
All right.
hey,
Now we're getting somewhere.
I'm alleging that this occurred, and I want restitution for this, and then it comes up to chain of command so that it's dealt with.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that occurs in writing. From the town standpoint, obviously we would go out there and evaluate, the allegation and the claim, but then we might kick it to our insurance company, they might send out engineers and other people to look at it, but at least it gets addressed.
well, a CSX investigator was out there. He determined that the issue came from my side.
Okay.
And he wasn't wrong, because all the evidence points at that fire hydrant being flushed down the driveway. So that happened every year.
For, like you said, for decades.
Yeah,
Okay.
every year. And that's why it's as bad as it is, and now it's not, it's to the point where it's not stopping.
Yep. So I guess before you leave tonight, could you just make sure we get the phone number, and then, we'll have an opportunity to get back to you, and,
Okay.
obviously, we would want to come out and look at the
So in the meantime,
conditions.
just go down to the town clerk, file a complaint?
Yep, that's all you have to do.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if
perfect.
you have your contact information and stuff on there, then obviously we can do
I
what we
believe my
need.
phone number is on that sheet over there. Yeah, we signed
Did we
it.
get that sheet?
You got
I
it?
got it.
Yeah, that's my cell number. Just either text me, leave a message, I'll get back to you.
Okay. Thank you.
So we're all set then?
Yes.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Thanks for coming. Great mural.
Are we keeping the mural?
I got it. He gave us the mural, yes.
Historian will take it.
And I, just for the record, wanted to address the comment made about me from the last meeting. Just to clarify, I was not specifically addressing Mr. Rosen when I said, let's please have some respect. I was addressing every party involved in that conversation, just to try and keep things calm, cool, collected at a public meeting. It was not targeted at you. And I've tried to explain that to you after the meeting, that it was targeted at everybody involved.
It wasn't targeted at me, but I was coming, you were square to me, not to anybody else. Show respect. You said that to me.
I said that to each person there in a generalized one statement to all of you, just please have some respect.
Okay, after you, I'm gonna clarify this. I didn't start this fight with that with that woman. She started it a long time ago. She started it when I'm going by, this is the person who swears. At another meeting, she was right there, 2 or 3 meetings ago, talking with Mr. Mastriani. And I was talking to Mrs. Collins because, again, your mic system stinks. We can hear back here. And I mentioned that, and that young lady, I don't know what the heck her name is, she said, well, I can hear you. You yell, you scream. You guys are okay with that, but you're asking me to be respectful. In order for me to be respectful, respect has to be given back.
If you're having issues with the woman,
town board.
I believe I have addressed that woman in prior meetings and asked her to keep quiet when you're speaking before as well, because I believe in orderly and you being able to say what you want to say, because that is your right and this is a public meeting, and anybody else who wants to do so should do so as well. If you're having issues with that woman, I would just ask that you try and stay separate and not approach each other. That's all.
Now, the only thing I did, because she said I yell, I holler, all I did was, here's the earplugs, I'm going up there to talk. I did it with Mrs. Collins, I did it with Mr. Dobson, you got the buzzer, you got the earplug, I didn't see them having a problem. She's the problem, and her friend, or whatever that guy is next to her, you didn't say anything to him when I was coming up after you reprimanded me. And he says, oh, shut up and sit down. I gotta give respect. I expect respect back. Because I don't get it from this board.
I've said what I've said, that my comment was addressed to all 3 people involved in that interaction, and that's all I have to say about that.
His interaction was afterwards, was when I was going up to the podium. You didn't say anything to that gentleman. So, I mean, if you want to sit there and say, yeah, no, play fair. Play fair with the residents. Don't expect respect when you don't give respect back. And that goes for the resident, and that also goes for this town board.
Is there any other board member that has anything to say under miscellaneous?
Yeah, I think I fixed the mics. We just don't speak into them. That's the problem. Because that's much better, right?
Yeah.
Chuck, can you hear?
We can hear you. 1, 2, 3, 4, you can't hear.
I know I don't speak that loudly, but I will try to raise the volume on my voice. If there's nothing else that any of the board members have to say tonight, and it concludes our business, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Dodson, do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Gucci, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.